All right, everybody, welcome tonight to Raceface TV. We're going to be going out to Falcon, Colorado, where we find the Red Army, which are two of the top young quarter midget racers in the country, where we're going to find Colby and Justis Sokol. Hey guys, how are you doing tonight?
Good, how are you doing?
We're doing really good, man. So, how long have you guys been racing?
I've been racing for 6 years and I'm going into my 7th.
And how about you?
And I've been racing for 5 years going into my 6th.
Okay, so I think the big thing that probably a lot of the viewers are wanting to know is, where did you guys get your nicknames? So Justis, let's go to you first.
So I got my nickname from my dad, and my dad gave me my nickname because he thought that I would always lay the law down on the racetrack.
So and that's how you became the lawman. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So Colby, where'd you get your nickname at?
I got my nickname from my papa because he always knew that I would smoke the racers. Always knew that I was a really good driver, so he gave me that good fitting nickname.
You guys are really lucky because I was able to meet your mom and dad and your grandma and your grandpa out in Vegas, and that's got to be awesome to have that type of support. How important is it to you guys to have the support of your family behind you?
The support of our family behind us in the racing is really important because without them, there is no way we could actually do anything. Me and Justis don't know how to set up the cars or anything. That's why, but we need to learn someday to do it. Yeah, because we know how to do some stuff, but our parents and everything, when they help us out, our cars can go fast.
So let me ask you a question. What is your favorite track? Of all the tracks that you guys race on, where's your favorite track at?
My favorite track, I actually don't really have a favorite track. Every single track that I've gone to and raced at, they're all my favorite because they all have a different type of race, like a race setup and everything, and you all have to drive them all different because you can't drive all the tracks the same. So that's why I like every single track. I don't actually have one individual favorite track.
Okay. And how about you?
And my favorite racetrack is Orange Show in California. The reason why I like that track is because it's really small and it's shaped like a bowl and it's really fast.
Really fast. So a lot of close racing in there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I know that I saw you guys in Indy at the USAC banquet. So share with us a little bit about some of the awards that you guys actually won in 2017.
Awards we got a lot of awards. We got slot machines, like printed trophies that took a long time. We've got bricks.
But what were some of the titles? I know that you guys won in some different divisions, and I know that you won some national championships.
This year, I won my first ever USAC .25 national championship in senior Honda, and I won senior animal at the Eastern Grands in Ohio, and I won twice. I won in senior Honda and light Mod World Formula in Vegas.
And what were your titles this year?
I got a championship in Light 160 out here in our Front Range series, and I got some slot machines. I got some printed trophies that took a long time.
I saw that slot machine. You won the slot machines in Vegas, right?
Yes.
That's kind of appropriate.
I also got first place in senior Honda and Light World Formula here in our Front Range series locally.
So the big question is, what are your plans for 2018?
Our plans for 2018 are to try and go to all of the 2018 USAC .25 National Tour Series. Maybe a Grands. We're probably going to go back to Vegas. Run here a lot of really good local racing. And we got some regional USAC .25 races that we got to do. And pretty much a lot of races to do this year.
Yeah, a lot of races. Because you guys show up at the track. I mean, you guys show up. If I remember correctly, you guys brought, was it about 10 cars out to Vegas?
Yes, we brought 10 cars out to Vegas.
Yeah, that's a lot of cars. That's a lot of upkeep. So what do you guys have to do things around the house to kind of help out for all the work that, the dad's doing on the race cars for you?
We have to maybe like go and help our mom pack the motorhome, or help our dad strap in the cars, or work on the cars, or pretty much anything involved with racing. We also have to do our schoolwork to get that done so we can actually go to these races. And if we don't finish our schoolwork, we got to do it on the way there.
There you go. You always want to make sure, put your education first. That's a smart move. So where did the nickname the Red Army come from?
We got the nickname the Red Army because all of our cars are red and we always wear red to the racetracks. So someone figured we were the Red Army because of how much red we wear and have.
Let's go to Justis. Justis, what do you like to do when you're not racing?
What I like to do when we're not racing is I like to go outside and pass the football. I like to stay in here and play some Xbox. I like to be on my iPad watching YouTube. I like to really try and do anything I can.
So who's your favorite football team?
My favorite football team is the Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos. Okay, very cool. And what about you? What do you like to do when you're not racing?
I like to pass the football with my brother. I like to play on the Xbox, be on my iPad, hang out with my friends. I like to do a lot of stuff. And what I liked most is I like to hang out with everybody in my family.
Where do you guys want to go with your racing careers? I know that you're young right now, but if you had to if you had a crystal ball sitting there in front of you and you could look into that crystal ball, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I hope to be in NASCAR. Hope to be running at either an Xfinity car or a Sprint Cup car.
What's in your crystal ball?
Maybe being like Kyle Larson and running the Chili Bowl and running NASCAR and Xfinity and trying to see whatever I can get into.
Right.
Me, I would also like to run dirt racing too at the same.
Okay. So let me ask you, there's some very famous brother duos that have been in racing before. We got the Labonte brothers and the Wallace brothers and then the Waltrips. And do you guys kind of see yourselves as maybe wanting to try to do that as a brother tandem and move up the ladders up to the... Now, how cool would that be if you guys were racing against each other in the Daytona 500?
That would be really cool, but that would be like one of the most coolest things that I probably ever will do.
But who would win?
Hopefully me.
Hopefully you? What do you think about that statement?
I think about that statement that I try my hardest to beat him, and I bet you he'd try his hardest to beat me.
Well, that's a good philosophy there. So if you're taking the white flag at the Daytona 500 and you guys are running 1 and 2, do you want to be in first or do you want to be in second for the last lap?
I would actually want to be in first and just try and hold the lead as long as possible.
So he's going to try to block you. That's what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to block you. The question is, would you put the bumper to him to win the Daytona 500?
Possibly. I'd try and do a bump and run.
A bump and run. All right, very cool. So to end up here, do you guys want to give a shout out to any of your sponsors?
Some shout outs to my sponsors. I don't have a lot of sponsors, but I have a lot of sponsors that help us. And I especially like to thank Sokol Motorsports, Rainbow Sprinkler.
Now that's your grandfather, right?
Yeah, that's our Nana and Papa.
Okay.
My neighbors at Peakview Plumbing, Scott's Racing Engines, Robbie Stanley Racing, and all my other sponsors.
All right. Well, you guys did a great job. I want to thank you for being on the show tonight. And everybody that's out there, I'm going to tell you what, watch out for the Red Army, because when you see that truck pull in, and that thing is loaded down with the top quarter midget drivers and some of the top quarter midget equipment in there, you're going to have to deal with them before the night is up. I watched one of the most impressive races that I've ever seen out in Vegas. Which one of you went and won the race on the last lap out in Vegas?
That was me.
That was you. Let me tell you what, that was impressive. And so anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully we'll get you back a little bit later in the 2018 season and talk a little bit more about what you guys are accomplishing. So any last words for our viewing audience?
Thank you all. I mean, this is a really great show, and I hope you all can see us in the future.
All right, well, thanks a lot for being with us, guys. There you have it, the Red Army from Colorado, Justis and Colby Sokol, two of the top young quarter midget racers in the country. Again, thanks a lot for being with us. Now, I want you guys to stay tuned because we're going to be right back with you tomorrow with some updates with Anthony Alfredo and Ryan Vargas. So again, thanks for tuning in. Go out, have a great race weekend, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, then click on subscribe. Want to catch up on some episodes that you might have missed? Then tap on demand. That's it for this week, and as always, go out and support racing at your local track.